everyone. Hello, friends.
Hello.
We'd like to welcome you to our new version of Let's All Feel Better.
That's right.
We are here trying to do our best to keep our podcast with you all, to keep it accessible to you. So it might sound a little different today, or if you're looking at it on the YouTube channel or elsewhere, it definitely looks.
It's going to look a lot different.
Yes, because we are in our own homes doing our part to stop the spread of the coronavirus.
That's right. And I'm Liz Kiefer.
And I'm Callista Parrish.
Yeah.
And we're happy to be here with you. We'd be happier to be together and to be able to gather in groups, but not yet, folks.
But it's great to hear your voice and see your face on we're on Zoom now. And I get to peek into your office, which is so cool. We're usually up in your recording studio, the treehouse, and so you're peeking into my office, and I'm peeking into yours, and it's kind of cool. I like it, and I'm so happy to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's helpful. It's helpful. Although, as I was saying, that as we all adjust to this unprecedented time in the world, not just here in America, in the world, that we're learning to adapt. We'll talk a little more about that later on.
Mm-hmm.
But Zoom meetings and such, kind of leads me to my little PSA today, which is saying I really feel like just because you have to be home for 30 days doesn't mean you have to learn a new instrument. Doesn't mean you have to write the great American novel. Doesn't mean you have to make a viral video with your
entire family.
Yeah,
Although I am enjoying them.
No, absolutely. And if that's what you want to do and that's your thing, I mean, oh my God, by all means, please do whatever it is that keeps you elevated and healthy and feeling good during these. But I feel like there's so many people, certainly like I know folks going to school and stuff, that teachers, I've been hearing teachers feeling like, well, you're home all day. Why can't we give you 80 pages of reading to do? You have nothing else to do. And that's not taking into account, I feel, the incredibly stressful time that this is.
Incredibly stressful to suddenly be quarantined at home.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that teachers, because my kids are in college, so they're doing their online classes at home, but I don't know anything about them. I mean, they're self-sufficient. So from like maybe younger students that are still in high school and below are being given even more material,
more stuff to do. I mean, again, my daughter's school has been very conscious of the emotional and psychological stress that everybody's under.
Good.
And that makes me feel good. But I'm hearing from a lot of other people that I think teachers are also obviously in an unprecedented and difficult time, but that nobody knows how much work everyone is supposed to get done.
Well, it's kind of interesting because they don't have the interaction. So maybe they can't feel the pushback or the energy. They don't know how far to go because they're just doing it to a video and they're not used to it. So they're not really feeling, oh, maybe this was too much. They can't look at their students,
I also think that, it's as they say, it's really weird for kids, especially elementary and middle school age kids, to be home and studying like this. And they've got to be, no matter how healthy they are, they've got to be stressed out by this. I mean, with us all grown-ups being so stressed out by this, that it's definitely feels to me that so all I'm saying is that if what your family likes to do on the weekends is make viral videos, please make more viral videos. We all love seeing them. They're hysterically funny most of the time. They're all great.
But especially John Krasinski, please.
Oh,
make more viral videos.
He's a professional. He should just keep at it.
That's his job.
Keep working. Those are fantastic. I know. And honestly, I love seeing how everyone's adapting. From Bill Maher, who did a cute thing of having a fake audience laugh track, and images, black and white images of
Really?
people from
That sounds great.
from the 1920s, clapping for him, and Stephen Colbert, and how Jimmy Kimmel keeps talking about how weird it is to tell jokes to an empty room. And he's like, they all just sound like they fall flat because nobody's laughing because there's no
component. Yeah.
Yeah, but just to allow everybody to understand that being is okay too. Just being.
Right. Well, it's more than okay. It's actually the most important thing you can do right now.
Yes, and I think you have something to
share
with us.
I do. There's something I would love to share, and this is part of the coaching program that I learned through Dr. Martha Beck, and it's important to understand the context of change, because and so I want to just share the cycles of change as I know it, and because right now we're in what would be called square one, which is the motto for square one is, I don't know what the hell's going on, but that's okay. It's a catalytic, I can't say it, catalytic. Give it to me.
I'm sorry, catalytic.
You can't say it either. I don't know why this is very funny. I'm at home and I'm in a different, I'm in a different situation, and my brain is misfiring on me. It's a catalytic event. Okay, there we go. Has happened, and it's happened to all of us. Yeah. And everything has been dismantled. There's loss of many things. I mean, not only potential health for a lot of people, but then economic issues, a loss of jobs for some people, a loss of environment for others. Now they're at home.
Sorry, but also you mean a loss of health insurance.
So it's like the rug's been pulled out.
3.5 million people.
Right. So the metaphor that I will use is that of the caterpillar, right? This is so universal. But the caterpillar, when it goes in, it cocoons and becomes this chrysalis. What happens is it doesn't become a butterfly immediately and start sprouting wings. It dissolves. It absolutely dissolves into liquid. It's what I call bug soup. It just becomes nothing first. And that's part of the process. So we're seeing that happen right now. Some of the institutions are dissolving. That when we come out through this on the other side, things are going to be different. It's never going to go back to how everything used to be. I mean, it can't, because we're in the middle of transformation, and it's so.
Well, it's funny how we talk about our sorry to interrupt, but our grandparents or great grandparents, and how they talk about the Depression,
right? And
you realize that they do, and even if they were 6, or even if they were 12, or even if they were that. They all still talk about it. They all still talked about it always, because it's that much of a tremendous, trauma, really, that everybody's going through.
And they came through with a different kind of wisdom.
Yeah, but that's
that we don't understand. And we would, I know I would be making fun of my, in-laws. Like, all you do is talk about the Depression. Oh, I see. So here's what's interesting. Okay, 2 things. First of all, it's just important to understand that in this cycle that we're in right now, which is the first cycle of change, there's 4 cycles. The first cycle is this destruction of what was. But and what happens is that the DNA starts lining up for what will become a butterfly, but it has to. And then you move into the second cycle, which is the dreaming and scheming, and it's that's the type of thing where you start imagining, what can be, and you live in that world where you're making big moves with your imagination. But right now, what's called for is small moves. It's cocooning on a day-to-day basis. We are literally being called to cocoon into our own homes. So it's very, I mean, it's not lost on me. Like, okay, so what do you, for everybody, it's different. What cocooning means is to become present and to drop into your body. It's important to drop into your body every day. And for some people, it's doing a 1,000-piece puzzle. And that's the only thing they can focus on, but it's keeping them present in the moment, in their body. It's keeping them still and cocooned. Some people, it's 7 hours of documentaries on Netflix. I know I did that 2 days ago. I just sat there and I started at 11 and I didn't end until, I don't know, 4 in the afternoon. And I just was documentary.
For a lot of people, it was the Tiger King thing.
I know. No, I can, but whatever. But that was a form of cocooning. Yeah. So, or sewing. I was started doing my quilts, and then I moved to making masks. But it was just this ritual. So it's important to have rituals. Important to, every single day be present in your body. But that, I love your PSA of the pressure of having to be out there in the world creating all this big stuff is actually taking you away from what the essential self needs right now, which is smaller moves, and being cocooned. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because it's infuriating to be shamed into, like, why aren't you out there making a masterpiece and utilizing your time and all this? Like, you should be grateful for all this stuff. And it's like, that's grateful on a big scale. Sometimes, like, we can't get there yet. We have to, let's just be grateful for just finding the present moment.
I mean, we keep going back to being thankful that we all like each other,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of good stuff that,
and even with that, you still want to throttle your husband or children, or what I mean. I mean, not to say, what I mean. Even with those of us who do enjoy each other, but that it's trying. I've been trying to go back to that. I have a what is a high school senior. Although what that looks like now is another story, but and so I've been trying to be thankful of getting all this extra time with her.
Oh, I know.
Even though she,
me too,
be snarky and whatever, but as aren't we all?
I'm a little selfish on the parenting end, going, oh my gosh, I get both my children, college age adult children,
stuck at home with me.
And I happen to really like them. And I'm thrilled that we're having these family meals and things that I would not have had. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But no, that's exactly what I'm saying. I feel almost guilty, feeling like, well, there's no other time that would have. I mean, I wouldn't have asked for this, mind you. But I mean, it's really
no. But there's
positive is
little jewels that come out.
Doing puzzles and playing Yahtzee with the kid,
right. And it's important to acknowledge that. Actually, it's Mr. Rogers. It's look for the helpers. Look for the love. Look for the good that happens every single day. I mean, my favorite exercise is every morning I think back over the past 24 hours and the 3 things that I'm grateful for and why. And
you've been doing that at dinner.
They're always the
What was your highlight of the day? What was your high point of the day? I like to do that.
Right. Yeah. And last night we had panini madness, we called it, where we just put this array of cheeses and Italian meats and whatever it is. I mean, we're creating so many wonderful new ones, with brie and with apples and tortilla chips, and we were just going crazy. But I thought about it this morning. I went, you know what, panini madness, why I'm so grateful for it was I felt the abundance. I looked and saw all these little things that people, I mean, if we had marshmallows, they were going to throw it in one of them. I mean, we were having fun with it, but there was this abundance of food and choices, and as opposed to feeling like we're so isolated and all our freedoms have been taken away from us, I had this moment of feeling absolutely free and abundant, and I had opportunities and had choices, and it was just because of all the food that was in front of me. but that was important of recognizing it because it shifted everything in me. So that's a good thing that came out of this.
Yeah. No, and I'm sorry, and I interrupted your Martha Beckness, which I just have to say, since I'm already interrupting you, what I like about the cycles of change as a writer and as a screenwriter is it's kind of exactly how you make a character, how you make your protagonist.
Right. Oh wow, I love that.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to compare those because so for basically for everybody's purposes, here's the first cycle is this square one, which is death and rebirth. It's just this cycle of destruction. You go to nothingness, and you start from scratch. And so your motto there is, oh, I don't know what the hell is going on, but that's okay, because that's okay. See, then eventually it moves like as it lines up into the future butterfly. It goes into square two, which is the dreaming and scheming, and that's bigger moves in your imagination. And the motto there is there are no rules, but that's okay. So this is no rules. Let's ask the rule maker inside of your brain to just go take a nap somewhere, go take a walk, because right now I get to think and dream and scheme any way I feel like it. So it's like what I did with Ron Howard. I'm like, I'm gonna imagine that I have this film waiting for me that's directed by Ron Howard, and just because, and that was my dreaming and scheming, and it made me feel better, and I used it. Right. So then
same thing with the character.
It's great. And so when the caterpillar,
think of what they're going to do. You think of what the character's going to do. You think about what they're, you kind of dream and scheme for them. It's
okay. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So then we move to the third square, which is the Heroes Saga, and that's so that's when we go back to our butterfly, our caterpillar, who's dissolved and now lined up and started to become and form what's going to be the butterfly. Oh, it forms it inside the cocoon, and then it starts trying to get out, and it has to beat its wings against the cocoon, and it has to do this in order to get stronger. Because if you try to go in and save a butterfly and open up the cocoon before it's ready to come out, it will die. Because it's the process of beating, trial and error, trying to get out, not being able to get out, that strengthens the wings. So by the time it does get out, it can fly. So that's like going into the real world, like right. What we're doing right now, this is part of it. It's like we're trying to do this podcast in another way because we can't be together in our regular recording studio. So this is trial and error. It may be fabulous. It may be, I don't know. I think it's fabulous no matter what.
You all get to be part of it.
Yeah, we're just in a big old experiment. And then so that's your, what that would be with the writer.
Well, the Hero Saga, then that's the journey that your character goes on. What are the steps that they're going to then take to make them achieve their goal, to have them, whatever it be, get the girl, find the gold,
right. So which leads to the square 4, which is the butterfly breaks through and flies and starts to have its life in the air, in the sky. And I think it's fabulous that when you go through a journey such as this, and just as you get out, you have wings to take you somewhere else, which is really what's happening for all of us. But that's the square 4, and the motto for that is everything is changing, and that's okay. Oh wait, let's go back for a second. The square 3 motto was this is much worse than I expected, and that's okay. And it's important to understand that even if it goes, wow, this is harder than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay.
Well, again, sorry to go back to the screenwriting, but it is also true because you need to put obstacles in the way of your character to make their journey more valid. You can think about that in terms of yourself, that, there are obstacles. That's what makes us the strong and competent people that we are, is getting over these hurdles, is not living an untouched life. It's living a life that gets dirty and mucky, and how do you deal with that?
And which, by the way, is what confidence is. Confidence is having the experience of, oh, I have failed and come through and learned from that failure, and actually, ooh, it led to something better. I have a history of this in my past, and so I know I'm up to the task. That's, you build confidence. You're not born with confidence. You build confidence by, learning to walk, and then suddenly, oh, wait a second, I kept falling, but I eventually learned to walk. I think I can do this, even though I do fall.
Yeah, but it's interesting because also again, from a parenting preschool teacher point of view too, that it's an interesting concept of it, that you can't even really love somebody enough to give them confidence. Like confidence really is built.
It's
it has to be
built.
And that's such a really, really crucial point in somebody's development. And that's why you have to, and again, as I say, because you got to fall down before you can walk. Although my mother insists that my sister tried to walk once and then she never saw her try again, fell down, didn't like it, never saw her try again until she could walk completely. But I can see that. Oh yeah, no. If you knew my sister, no. But
okay.
But the idea that
I'm trying to see how that's possible, because the muscles have to get strong enough to walk. You can't just will it. There's the physical component. There's the actual.
Yes, we all think she was probably walking and trying it
in secret. She was walking in secret.
I would confess. Right? Yeah. But the idea that by falling down, by learning how to pick yourself up, is how you know you can deal with things, right. And that's where your confidence comes from.
Right.
I can take this, and I bring us right back to where we are, which is we're all going to get through this.
Right. So we're all now like
we're all
learning how to walk. We're learning how to adjust and adapt. Oh, which is also another thing, which is a part of this whole thing, which I was just listening to actually a masterclass of Martha Beck's a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about the two different kinds of intelligence. There's fluid intelligence versus crystallized intelligence, and what we're being called to do right now is to access more of the fluid intelligence, which is the 5-year-old in us. That's the learn, make it up as you go. Learn by doing. You don't really know, but you're willing to just learn how to do it, versus a crystallized intelligence, which is the wisdom that you get more in your 20s and on up of, oh, wait a second, I actually know how to do this from past experience. And then our elders who have the wisdom, they've gone through depression, they actually understand something that we don't, which is, we should be bowing to them and honoring that wisdom. But and there was we were talking earlier about the experiment, right? Yeah. with the marshmallows and the spaghetti, the dry spaghetti sticks, yeah. That some scientists, that those gave various groups of people, like builders and teachers and businessmen and whatever. They were just groups of people, same types, these materials, and asked just to see what group would create the largest, tallest tower with these materials, the shortest amount of time. And it ended up being the 5-year-olds. And because they weren't opposed to just sitting there going, wait a second, that doesn't work, move, let me try this. And then the other person who's been moved kind of looks and goes, oh wow, that works, oh yeah, let's do that.
Well, also probably less of the ego involved.
Yeah. And social structure.
I know how to do this best.
And rules.
Yeah, exactly. I have many degrees, I know what I'm doing, as opposed to just
you waste a lot of time doing
that again.
Or trying not to hurt the other person's feelings. Allow them to have their time. I mean, little kids are just kind of like, let me do it. Okay. I love that idea of,
one of the many lessons lessons,
We
one
need
of
both
many
of
lessons
those
that you learned from
intelligence.
preschool during this pandemic, I have to say. Because as preschool teacher, as a former preschool teacher, I can tell you, I mean,
You know all about this.
the two very most important rules that we always tried to teach you were wash your hands
Yep.
while you sang for 20 seconds and sneeze into your or
Right.
cough into your elbow. And I'm like, oh, who knew that what you learned in preschool could actually help save the world?
And by the way, just a little side note there. I was listening to some, and I don't have his name. I don't have his name in front of me, but a psychologist who was saying that singing is a very important thing to do right now, because singing brings you, it brings you into your body. You actually feel the vibrations, but singing is, you learned it when you were little, you sang, and it brings us all together, and it actually calms the nervous system. And
Yeah, I've heard that.
hadn't
Yeah.
occurred to me, but yes, what a great thing to start doing. So he was actually advising that you find ways to sing during the day during this pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been putting all of my whatever friends on Facebook have a birthday that they get sung to while I wash my hands.
Oh, that's
I know,
wonderful.
make me feel connected to people. I was like, I realized it the other day. I was like, oh, it's Linda's birthday. Let's sing it to her as I wash my hands. But
Right. So anyway, back to just speaking to these kinds of intelligence.
yeah,
That's what we're being called upon, is to access that fluid intelligence more. It's as if it's you're surfing a rogue wave. We're basically on this,
I love this analogy.
rogue wave that's just gone miles and miles. It's just getting higher and higher and higher,
You have
and
absolutely no control over a way.
you have none, and you can't run to
What
the
can you do?
highest structure, because it's like a tsunami that's all
Yeah.
being taken. There's
And you can't bully it, and you can't yell at it, and you can't
you gotta ride it.
control it. So what you have to do, Liz, get on your surfboard and
Ride it. Ride it. But you have to stay balanced and
yeah,
present in the moment. Your surfboard is the present moment. And this actually came directly from Martha Beck when she was talking about this. I love this image. Your surfboard is your present moment, and that's what you need to stay balanced on. And you have to be loose, right? It's like a hang loose. I'm a surfer. I'm a California girl. I know these things. Just want to say,
yeah.
I knew that it was going to come in handy someday. but
Surfers
you really do. You want to be flexible and in the moment, but at the same time realize you're riding this wave that you cannot control. So it's causes you to hold those different thoughts. It's a law of polarity. They're both opposites, but you need to hold them both at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's so much of what we're all going through, right? Is this sense of not being able to do what we like to do, or help in the way we want to help, or get stuff done, or go to the gym, or and there's from
Right.
the simplest things. It just, I mean, even getting the amount of food that you want to
Oh
get,
wow, that's
having
like
the supply.
I'm just like going to battle when I do that. I've got the mask and the gloves, and
Yeah.
I go in, and it's really draining.
Well,
I
and now, I
spend
mean,
a
for
day of
for
it's
our
just
part of the country,
gathering material, food.
yeah, no, for our part of the country, we're in week 4 of being asked to stay home.
Right. Me
And I'm
poor.
saying that I'm the kind of chick, I'm a crafter, I'm a former teacher, I'm a parent, oh yeah, man, I've got aloe vera gel and hand sanitizer and essential oil. I mean, and alcohol and essential oils, and I can make myself hand sanitizer. I'm making everybody bottles of hand
And you
sanitizer.
can do your own hair.
I can do my own hair, but that, and and I have a pantry and this and that. But now, as I just went to get the last of something out of my pantry, you start to go, oh
What is
yeah, my brain has never had to think in these long terms.
right? I was going to ask
At
you the difference between week
blizzards or
4 and week 1.
yes, yeah. Week 1, I felt like okay, I can do. And again, I was doing a little more of that, like, oh, this is the time I should repaint that bathroom, and this is the, and just not being not whatever, adapting on my own pace to that. But then that's what I mean is that, as I say, we've had power outages up here, or hurricanes, or uh, blizzards and things like that. But we've never done it for this long.
I
And
know.
that's, I think, where my brain now is starting to shift over is,
What's going to happen?
oh, yeah.
How that's my brain shifting to that.
You
What's
were
going to
prepared
happen
for
when I
2
do
weeks.
run out?
You're not quite prepared for 6 weeks. You're not
Right.
really prepared for 8 weeks. You're not really prepared for 6 months.
Going to be.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, they just did. New York State schools closed until at least April 29th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I just surrendered to the fact
I
that
have a school child.
it's all going to be online to the end of the. I'm now hoping that the fall semester is for my son to go back to college.
Well, my daughter should be starting college.
Yeah, and I feel for the high school seniors. Oh, I feel for the high school seniors so much, because not only are they, this whole senior semester at the end of the year with the play, which your daughter had the lead in the play.
Lead in the play.
The prom, the graduation. My daughter has this with college. She's not getting her graduation from college, or her thesis show and her photography and everything. But the scary thing is, oh wait, is this going to also bleed into the fall? Your first year of college?
I know.
Yeah,
I know. Try to be present and be.
No, I think I really feel like we're going to learn and adapt. It may not look exactly what it was, but I think we're going to learn and adapt how to handle this, because we're going to have this virus for a while. We're going to have to. I have this. I actually do have a positive feeling about it, that we're going to come through this. But it's going to take a while, and we may not get everything back to the way it was. That's not going to happen, but it will emerge into something, and they'll find a way to get that college experience. But I just don't know what it's going to look like. But I have faith that it's there.
I know. I need the Dr. Fauci's of the world to keep working hard at what they're doing.
Well, they are. See, I have faith. I have faith in people. I really do.
Yeah. There's also something I keep saying to Michael, that it's the whole world. You know what I mean? It's not just the brightest minds in America. It's the brightest minds of the globe. And we need them all to work together.
And I would hope that they would continue to work together. Yeah. As we move through this. This is my hope. Yeah. That it will shift.
Why does Germany look so much better than the US at this point? They have a scientist as their leader. And so I think she has a different take on it, different understanding of it.
Right.
And and we all just need to work together to try. And as I say, I think that we're changed. That's what I meant about the Depression era folks, is that I think we've all undergone something now together that everyone is going to be changed.
Absolutely. It's undeniable. You can't take that away. I mean, it is exactly what's happening.
Yeah, we come through our journey. What will we all be like at the other end? I think as long as you say, is staying present
and balanced
and checking in with other people and checking in with yourself.
Yeah. It's always check in with yourself first.
Yeah.
It's always go into yourself first, and then from that place go out and help other people. It really is. Oh my gosh, it's put the mask on your the oxygen mask first. It really is, because you'll be of more help that way. And what's fascinating, it's just blowing my mind that actually this is how we're helping, by staying home and staying present and staying balanced and asking the fear to that's another podcast about handling fear and asking it to step aside, so your intuition can, you can really get instructions from a deeper place that's not fear-based. But just by staying balanced and present and cocooning yourself, you're helping your immune system. So by you not contracting this virus, you're therefore not giving it to anybody else. I mean, it's all helping.
Yeah, I know. And as all the folks say and all the memes say and all that, right? It's some generations were asked to go to war, some generations were being asked to stay home. I mean,
stay home and be with ourselves. Yeah.
Seriously, like I think we can all do. I mean, go figure, since so many people are not. But I think everyone will figure it out to be able to get through this.
Well, it's helpful to be able to talk with you and to talk with everybody out there. I'm just so grateful for, everybody listening. We're in it together, and we're so happy to.
Yeah, and as this goes on, I think we're going to try. We'll see how this Zoom thing works, but we're going to maybe try to do a once a week instead of once every 2 weeks.
I think
that's what we're going to do. That if we figured out this Zoom recording deal, that I think that should be what we're trying to bring out to you all, what we'd like to bring out to you all.
Yeah, so we can all check in with you how week to week this goes, and it changes. Our needs will change, and the sense of cocooning will change. I mean, I'm honestly, this is one of the first times I've been ready to get on Zoom and start talking.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Really quiet. I've been so within, and I've needed it. I've been in like a walking meditation for a couple of weeks. I haven't been able to talk to a lot of people, and so I'm really happy.
You say, I mean, yesterday I had to go to the bank. I was in my car online for almost 2 hours. And after that, I came home and I said, you know what? I'm not going to make another mask. I'm going to just be. And I hung out with kids for a little bit, and then I went upstairs and watched things, and actually folded laundry and stuff. But just the idea of that it's okay that was a really stressful experience, and usually going to the bank isn't. So you know what I mean? Like that
but now
too. So yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing that up. Going to the store for me, I'm wrecked for the whole day. I'm like, that is it.
That's it.
That is all I'm going to attempt to do, because then the bringing it in and the washing and making sure nothing's
down and
that's energy. That's that you're not used to using.
Yeah,
it's like learning how to do something all over again, and then feeling the responsibility of, I don't want to bring anything into the house for anybody else. I mean, there's just so much going on here.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you gave that to yourself. I think that's what we need to learn how to do more of in this time. I think we're going to get better at it, and I think we're going to learn to adapt to this. But I don't think there's ever going to be a time where it's all happening to everybody at the same time as it is happening now. This is the most traumatic. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
Well, we'll have to say, the East Coast and the West Coast, as with most things, we went first. We were the trendsetters.
And as being a bi-coastal girl, I do know I'm coming up on, I think in one more year, I will have lived half my life in California and half my life in New York. I'm like sitting on the fence right now. I'm like, oh, wow.
Michael too.
Yeah, for Michael too.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Michael Parrish, your wonderful husband. Yeah.
Yes, our wonderful husband.
Wait, when did he come to New York?
On and off, but I think, well, I met him. He moved back to New York. He'd been in New York for a little bit, and then went to Chicago, and then, but basically, I'd say in his 30 around that.
So in the early 90s?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's early 90s is when I moved to New York. So 92.
He'd been in San Francisco for a while, and then he bounced around various places.
All right. Well, interesting.
Bounces. He's a traveling musician. That's what they do. But,
and he wrote our beautiful music.
And he wrote our beautiful music, which I'm not sure I can include here, but we'll figure it out as we go along.
For all the other podcasts that were edited and produced from your studio, that music that's awesome music too. I love hearing it. Every time I hear the intro, I'm like, yeah.
I thought after all the editing I've done with it for the videos that I would have gotten sick of it, but I have not gotten sick of it.
That means it's good.
He's a talented fella.
Yes.
We appreciate him. We appreciate all of his help for all these things. But yeah, okay. Well, this was great talking with you, Liz.
Oh, thank you, Callista. You keep me grounded.
Yeah, right back at
you. I don't fly away.
You tell me what it is that I'm feeling. You put words and activities and exercises.
Well, clarifying what you're feeling is the most important thing. And also one last thing that I'm going to add in this first stage of change, grief is a big one. So because you're losing a lot.
Yeah.
You in order to dissolve, it is the sense of loss. It's the loss of your old life. I mean,
and your old self.
So please be good to yourself, and it's okay to feel that grief in a clean way. And that's why cocooning actually helps you to process the grief, feel it, and be strengthened from it, because that's grief will actually end up healing and strengthening you if you allow it to be processed. So
I think that whole grief, fear, anger chart, we should do that next time.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, all these emotions
for you.
Okay. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you.
You're like a ray of sunshine for me.
Oh, right back at you, babe. I have many rays of sunshine on me at the moment, but I should be so lucky. But yeah, thank you all for joining us once again.
Thank you for your time
and for adapting with us during this challenging times. And yeah, so let's all feel better.
Let's all feel better. Thanks.
As always, you can find us at letsallfeelbetter.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Let's All Feel Better.
And watch us on our YouTube channel. You guessed it, Let's All Feel Better.